Good news. I have a working battle system. I went ahead, I got a blender. I took the best parts of classic Final Fantasy, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Xenogears, and a couple of my own ideas. Put them in that blender, did it up, and got a rough battle system functioning, working. I would love to show you how it works and what it looks like. Join me. Let's check it out. If you're new to the channel, my name's Chris. I make games. In our last video, we were working on the first part of this battle system, which is when I get into a fight with this dude, we want to go to like a classic turn-based battle system, right? So we did the first part. We did all our like stats and put formation data and all this stuff. If you haven't seen the last video and you're interested, go check it out because it's the first half of how we did this. It's the foundations. So I'm going to hit attack. All right, we've entered the battle. So you'll see we're fighting a couple of skeletons. My ATB bar is filling up. It's full. That means it's my turn. Before we go too deep into anything else, just take a look at the top bar there where it says battle state. And you'll see it says player turn state. This is because the whole battle system is designed as one big state machine with many states. So you'll have a state that is the ATB bars counting up. This will play when it's no one's turn, right? And then let's say it's the player's turn, however many I have. I can have as many as I want, but I'm not going to have more than 4. It's going to be 3 or 4, right? So I have one character right now. So this ATB bar fills up. Then it goes to player turn state until we move out of player turn state. If it were a monster's turn, it would be going to monster turn state, right? So take a look, quick look, UI. I have some bars there in the corner, which should be pretty self-explanatory. I have a gambit move, which is not done. That's going to be a move unique to each character. And in this case, it's going to be like a bit of a splash damage move. I have an items and a skills, and those don't do anything yet. I have an attack, which does kind of a lot of stuff, and that's what we're going to look at. I have a skip, which goes to the next turn. I'm going to hit attack. Now I hit attack. You'll notice if I select any of these guys, I can attack any one of them. And the camera kind of follows around, right? We're going to just attack this guy, and he's the closest. So when we do that, the player moves up to this guy so they can fight, right? So now I have a different set of choices. If you look at the choices, you might notice they're similar to Clair Obscur 33. I tried to copy that a bit because I really like the immediacy of that. I don't love it right now, but it's a good start, right? I think it's a little too UI forward right now. I like for this game, I like a little less UI wherever I can. So we have a heavy attack. Now, heavy attack takes 3 AP, medium is 2, light is 1. Disengage is break off the attack. Maybe I change it. I only want to do 1 attack, right? Break, which is not done, is has a higher chance of stun, but it will end the attack sequence. So this next part, this is like Xenogears. So check this out. I'm gonna hit medium attack. Medium attack. Okay, now he's dead. My character ended in a different stance. That is a plan just to make the animations look cool. There are the swords. They end in different positions. The strikes. So you just saw me block 1 attack. The block negated the damage by about half. And you can see that the damage actually worked if you look in the bottom right. But I did take damage. I indeed took damage. Okay? The parry, and right now the parry window is too generous. But I parried this dude. So now the enemy is stunned. What does that mean? So it gives me another chance to attack the enemy outside of the normal turn order. This is the idea I want to try. It might be a little overpowered, and I'm able to parry or block during whenever a monster is attacking. Okay, just so that's clear. That is R1. Okay, So we're gonna just attack this guy once. Now there's disengage here, which I should relabel it because this is an extra powerful attack here, but I don't know what to call it. And this kicks or slashes or, you know, whatever, it pushes the skeleton back to its original previous position. So, and it also does heavier damage, and it's free for AP, right? So here we go. Whoop! All right, so he's back there now. He's gone. He's done for. All right, and now it's my turn again. So I've gained more AP. I'm starting to build up some nice AP. So I think 2 medium attacks should. Oh, maybe a light attack. Okay, there you go. And you see, I've ended in another sword stance again. I tried to parry, I didn't, but this time I did. Now we got this guy. This guy, he has more HP than the other dude. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to go with a couple medium attacks here. Probably just as many as I can. Let's sneak a light in here. And while I'm doing this, you see how I'm hitting the different buttons? And it's doing different sword moves. So my idea is to increase your critical hit chance when I would put a little window in there for like a perfect timing. So if you combo these moves like really well, think of a fighting game for a second, then you would just increase your critical hit chance. That looks like a little bug I have to work out. It looks like it did the heavy damage. It wasn't supposed to do that, but that's okay. We'll work that out. There's plenty of things to fix. Okay, so what's next? So we're just gonna fight this dude. Boop. 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 You can see I did a critical hit there, but like I said, it's probably gonna change more. So critical hits become more about the timing of your combos and less about luck. But I might just keep luck in there too, so it's like an increased, like almost guarantee that you'll get a critical hit, or maybe it is a guarantee, but sometimes you'll still get a critical hit there. And that, oh, he's still alive. Alright, thought he was gonna be dead. Alright, now he's dead. Okay, now you'll see when my ATB bar fills up, the battle state will change to like win or something. Okay, yeah, and you see now he held the sword up and the screen changed already. I didn't even get to point it out. So what's next is we would end up here, but this guy here, he would be done, gone, dead, right? I didn't do that yet because I just wanted to show you what we got so far. And yeah, obviously there's a million things to do to get that to feel real and well animated and exciting, right? But the structure is there, and I think that's a lot of the hard work. So very happy with how it's going so far. Hopefully you like where I'm going with that. Why don't we take a quick look at just the sprite sheet for the battle character? There's a couple things I want to tell you about there. All right, we're in our sprite sheet now. So first, let me show you. I gave myself 12 frames this way because I thought that's probably the most I'm ever going to need for a single animation. And if I don't fill it, I can always put some other things here. Let's see. Let's go to the attacks. That's what I want to talk about. So in this case, right, I have, it's not perfect. It's real messy. It doesn't even make too much sense. But I have a downward attack and an upward attack. And so my thought is to make a cool combo system with this, you would have, like, because I can hit the same button, right? I can hit, let's say this button does the attack, right? So if I hit it twice, the sword would be like go from high to low and then low to high, right? And that would be visually interesting, makes sense, and I think it would make it fun and engaging. And then what I do is I track that stance, so it's just like high or low. And the animations don't reflect it perfectly yet, because I was just doing something really rough. I was only coding, and so you know, I spent a little bit, bare minimum time on this to get something that kind of looks like what I wanted to, right? But it tracks. So it tracks if the guard is high or low. And so then it knows the next attack is high to low or low to high, right? That, I think that's going to be important for the feel of the combos. And then other than that, I got the Gambit attack, which is like a shotgun or a blunderbuss or something. And then, yeah, there's like an idle. I don't have any frames. There's our little victory stance. Because you got to have your little victory pose, right? It's essential, right? So, that's about all I wanted to show you here. Let's talk about what's next. So, there's a ton of battle system work, as you saw. I wanted to be doing environmental work. I haven't really touched it. But that's what I wanted to be doing. I was just having so much momentum with the battle system that I just kept going. And that was the thing I was most worried about in this project, getting right. So, I don't know. I'm pretty thrilled about it. So, I'm okay with it. Now, we need a lot of work to do with music and sound. I'm not even playing a music track normally when I'm working here because it's too weird. I understand some of the issues. There's some, like, I have to basically rewrite how I'm managing the music because it's kind of weird. And all the, like, levels and stuff, I think everything needs to be adjusted. There's some sounds that drive me crazy that I don't like. So that's one of the things. All the environmental stuff I wanted to do. I want to update the dialogue to be like Final Fantasy IX. So you have a little, like, box. So if the character says something, imagine, right? There's a little, like, text box over his head, right? Like, blah, 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 blah. I think that will be a good thing to try. Though what we have now is also pretty nice. So it's like, it's not, that one's not a huge deal. That's more like I want that, right? We have to start working on creating a vertical slice. You may have heard this term here and there. And people say it. A section of the game, or a couple sections, that feel sort of kind of, yeah, it's done, right? That should be where I'm targeting. Right now, we've just been working on building the framework, building out the systems. You don't want to do that forever because you can't get into the trap where you're just making your systems better forever. You forget to make your game, right? That's, people do fall into that trap, so watch out for that. I'm going to take a little break from this game. I'm going to start another project that's a little more simple. Well, a lot more simple. I think it'll make more sense when I show it to you. I might have talked about it before, where it's going to be a couple of smaller games combined in a way that I think is going to be really cool. I'm going to try to sort of make it so I'm making one game that has a lot of variance. So, I don't know. Imagine something with a lot of variety, but there's also a lot of commonality. That, I just said something without saying anything, didn't I? But it'll make more sense when you see it. I think that's what I'm going to show you next. I will keep working on, like I said, the environment. We want to do all this stuff with sand. I didn't do this. I had a ton. I was going to say a ton. It's not that many, but, like, I don't know, 5 or 10 great comments from you guys about things to look at, things to work on. I am keeping those in a file, so I'm going to do that. I think that's about it for now. Let's take one last look at the battle system.